I have heard that some people with low credit will qualify and somebody with a higher credit will not qualify. So why is that?
This is where it gets interesting, okay? It gets really interesting. I can give you the black and whites of getting a loan. For example, if you wanted to go for a conventional loan, you could not have been discharged from a Chapter 7 bankruptcy within the last 4 years. That's a black and white, okay? That's an income ratio. Conventional caps you at 49.99% for a conventional loan. Now, I'm not explaining what 49% means, but just take it for what it is. Those are black and whites. Those are hard lines that nobody's going beyond those lines. The problem is in getting a loan, there's something called an algorithm. There's a computer program. Actually, I should say there's a computer program, Sophie. A computer program was invented in 1994. And when you think about the year, that's kind of when the World Wide Web is coming out, all this internet technology, stuff like that, computers. Well, Fannie Mae invented a program which analyzes everything. It analyzes how much money you have. It analyzes what your income is. It calculates the debt ratio. It reads the credit to see how many delinquencies have you had. It's actually a pretty impressive program. Well, that program runs an algorithm. The algorithm is just a fancy formula or a fancy way to say it's a formula to determine risk. So naturally, the question becomes, just talking out loud, like, in your opinion, who's higher risk? If I told you, Sophie, I have somebody with perfect credit, but they're going no money down and they have a super, super high debt ratio. They've never paid rent in their life. And I'm about to drop a $2,000 house payment on top of them per month. High risk, right?
Yes.
Okay. What if I said somebody has a 550 credit score? They have all medical collections, which absolutely hammered their score. They've got a 550. That's a low score. But they're putting 50% down. They have no other debt. And they were paying rent of $2,000 a month and the new house payment is $1,700 a month. How's the risk of that person?
Or much lower.
Much lower. So the credit score, it would fool you into thinking, well, 550 is bad, 800 is good. But there's other factors in there. So it goes back to the score. But as the score goes down, truly you better have a bigger down payment. That's really what sets the lower scores apart. So people with lower scores, from a lending perspective with the computer program, desktop underwriter, things like that, you better have a bigger down payment, more towards 10 to 20 to 30%, and it goes from there, depending on how low we're talking. If you're talking about 610, 620, 630, you're probably not going to need as big as 30, 40, 50%. But when you go into the 500s, you better be coming up with a pretty big down payment. So as the score goes down, the money goes up.